Hey y'all, it's Betty with Birthmark. I'm here with your Declare the Day. And y'all, today's story is based on Joseph, okay? Genesis 41. I love the story of Joseph. He went through some stuff. Joseph went through a lot. But God was always with him. He was always one spirit with God. And in the end, and not even an end, by the time Joseph was 30, he was living good. He was living good. All right, so here's the story. So from the time that Joseph was a teenager, he was young, he was getting hate, okay? He was getting hate from his own family. His own brothers were hating on him because of his dreams, because of, I guess they thought he was a dreamer and he had these crazy, wild dreams, right? And his own brothers, like, they plotted to kill him because of his gifts, because of his talent. Even his own family, like, they didn't really understand like what his gifts and what his dream was about. They just they kind of rebuked him. His brothers hated him because Joseph was sort of like, he was kind of favored by his father. But even his own father didn't believe in his dreams, right? They didn't really believe in him. And so one day they were plotting to kill him. They decided not to kill him and decided to sell him to this other nation, right? And so that was the first part of Joseph's life, like being betrayed by your own family, being betrayed by your brothers, your own siblings. Like, that's tough. Even after they sold him, he still, like, Joseph was trying to be good. He was trying to live his life, trying to go about his life, trying to do the right things. And he was still a dreamer. He still had the gifts and talents of interpretation. And so even like he was a smart worker. He worked hard. He was respected by the person that he worked for. But Potiphar's wife, she set him up just because she liked him and he wouldn't give in to the temptations. So she set him up. So Joseph was always like, he was always hated. There was always somebody that was hating on him. And he was just trying to go about his life and do the right thing and just be a good person. But there was always one, as you guys know, I'm sure, there's always somebody that's just hating for no reason, right? She set him up and he ended up getting thrown into jail. And so then even in jail, he was still operating in his gifts, still operating in his talents, still doing dream interpretations, right? And so that's what he became known for. He was sought out for that gift. He was sought out for that talent. And that is what ended up freeing him. His gifts and his talents ended up freeing him. But then that also made him, because he was able to interpret Pharaoh's dream and give the warning that God was trying to give, which was, y'all are about to go into 7 years of abundance, but then after that, you're going to go into 7 years of famine. And so you need to prepare for this, right? And so his ability to interpret and give God's warning saved a lot of Egypt from experiencing the worst part of the famine. They still went through the famine. They still had to go through that, but it wasn't as bad off. Their people wasn't as bad off because they were able to shore up a lot of resources during their time of abundance, right? So Joseph really saved the people, and that is really what made him the second. Pharaoh made him the second highest political position in the nation. It was his gifts and talent. The same gifts and talent that people were hating on. The same gifts and talent that his family slept on. His family didn't believe in, right? Them same gifts and talents. The same ones that landed him in jail because people were constantly like, there was just always people hating on him and plotting against him, right? But that's the same gifts and talents that freed him and ultimately led him to being a very powerful person. very powerful person. So I just love a good comeback story. That's why I love the story of Joseph, because it is one of the best comeback stories. I just love something about somebody being an underdog and somebody going about their business, just minding their business, just trying to do the right thing in life. And people always hating, right? There's something about the underdog. The underdog always wins, man. It's a beautiful story. So I come to tell you, just remember that your same gifts and talents, the ones that people are sleeping on right now, the ones that people aren't supporting right now, the ones that people are telling you you're crazy, you don't need to do that, right? The same ones, the same gifts, the same talents, the same business that you are creating is ultimately going to favor you and lead to success. So don't give up. Keep going. Keep pushing. All right. And today's declare the day is declaration for the day is God is working behind the scenes on my behalf. He will make me faithful. He will make me fruitful in all things. And I will praise him for all of the days of my life. All right, y'all. So go about the day. Y'all have an amazing day. Love you. Bye.